Well, welcome, guys. Hello, we're back. Oh, my lord. What date is it? Let me see. Let me tab out and have a quick look here. The date now is the 20th. The 20th of January. And believe it or not, in my mind, we were only just at that river area. And it was like New Year's Eve or whatever. Yeah, welcome, guys. We're back. It's been over a week. Since I did a last part. Lots and lots happened. It's going to be hopefully a pretty exciting episode. This video, man, it's been such a pain in the arse to make. Between this and the previous episode, if you're out of the loop a little bit at the moment, we're at the end of the game. We're just getting a bit of world completion and stuff on the world map done before we move on and go over that. Now, one of the DLCs is actually set at the very end, after the end, which I didn't think was possible, honestly. So we don't have to go all the way to 100% here. But I've got us a good amount of the way already. So you'll see we are at 80, on the top left here, 80% complete with the whole world. And that's because between the past two parts, I did a ton of Tomb Raider. I think I played this game for nearly, I don't think it was quite, but 4 hours the other day. And if I mouse over the mission of San Juan, you'll see we are 100% complete here. I've also, I know it doesn't look like it necessarily, but I've done a lot of stuff here at the Hidden City as well. We're at 57% here now. By doing this, I've actually finished some quests, which have triggered, you'll notice. So we've got a DLC here. This is the one after the game. But a new DLC icon, which is what we're going to go to today. Oh, it just says Mission Giver, though. What if that's for the end of the game? Well, whatever. I think we're going to try a DLC today, because I assume that's a DLC. And if not, we're just going to collect more stuff. But this will be the last part before we then go in to complete the game. So as before, when I did all of this gameplay stuff off screen, I have recorded it. So I think in total the session was, it was nearly 4 hours. I'm very proud of what I've done here. I've cut it down to about like 1:15, so the majority of this episode will be us flicking back and watching, and there's some quests, there's some cool dialogue and story. Hopefully that's not really lame to you guys. You want to watch it all as it happens for the first time or whatever, but trust me, I've cut out a lot of tedium here, which is nice. So yeah, I think that's about all there is to be said. Meanwhile, just, I don't know, for posterity or anything, anyone watching these live as they've come out, one of the reasons there's been a big gap between these episodes is I have become obsessed again with Guild Wars, which is funny because I think in a recent episode of this series, or maybe in Final Fantasy, I was talking about how awkward and weird I felt making videos on it. But I've just completely fallen over the edge now. There are like 3 things that I've been doing this past week, which I'm really excited to get out as like video series for you guys. And in the evenings, I've been actually playing with you guys in that MMO guild, or just in Spud, I should say. Which is something I haven't really done in the past, and it's been a really interesting experience. We've been actually working away on some of the hardest content in the game, so it's just really captured me. And yeah, the Tomb Raider, basically, I did all of this Tomb Raider gameplay, and I had to scrub through those 4 hours, trying to get the footage, and I got like 15 minutes in and then stopped, and then got 15 minutes in and then stopped. I just kept putting it off. So yeah, anyway, we're back now, and we're in the last hurdle here. So let's turn on this footage, and we'll be back in game in a second. Lara in this lovely outfit will hopefully change soon. In fact, most of this footage I've got for you guys, she's not wearing that, which is pretty nice. So let's see. Do you know what? I didn't actually verify after I rendered this out last night that it actually works, but I assume it does. All right, we'll fly by the seat of our pants here. All right, here we go. So I want to make sure I can hear it. I think it's muted. That's all it is. Okay, so here we go. So we're in outside the mission right now. We're sort of in the peripheral areas. Now, if you remember, there's this wall here in front of us. And this wall has like a hole in it with like some item back there. And I think I mentioned it to you guys on the previous part. I said, oh, I know how to get through there. Don't worry. I think is what I said like 2 episodes ago. I was wrong. I'd completely misunderstood how to get back there. This is something I did on my first playthrough of the game back in 2018. And I honestly thought you just had to walk around from like the animal pen, the animal pit. It's not true. There's actually there's a much more involved entrance. So here, one of the first things I did was go to that wall, but I couldn't make it. And I wanted to leave this footage in just so you guys can remember. We'll come back here later. Also, check out, so here's the animal pit, and it just was not the way in. Also, Lara's outfits, I'm going to play around with a lot here. This one was pretty cool. I like the flakes of red and stuff on it. Here I had a theory that this was how you get through the wall. And I blasted through with a shotgun, but it turned out it was just a little gold deposit. So, again, basically a dead end, and eventually I decided, all right, I'll try to just go do other stuff. And now I'm in the Trinity outfit, for what it's worth. For the first chunk of this episode, we're going to be in this. And, you know, it's kind of I really like it, actually. It's weird because I get this often in games. When you're, like, in a shop or you're previewing some gear or something, things never look that interesting to me at all. They just look kind of mediocre or whatever. So here's a tomb right next to... You know, I started the footage here from a central area we'd recognise. They never look that good. But when I'm actually in-game playing and running around, was a whole different story, you know, and I get really impressed by it. And I just like the way that she looks in this. So there's a campfire, and we start getting pickups.
St. John was the last of Jesus' apostles to die, and the only one whose life didn't end in martyrdom or suicide. As a writer of 5 books of the New Testament, he's the patron saint of theologians and scholars. Because of his long life, he was able to take on several students who continued his teachings after he died, establishing a line of religious study that remains unbroken to this day.
So remember, we could have done this tomb before the main story stuff here. So getting a bit more exposition in interest about St. John, I think is quite nice. I like seeing the stitching on the flip side of that there. Yeah, one of you guys did leave a comment, by the way. I said there was like 13 Gospels or something. It's way more than that. I've forgotten again now already, Jesus. It's been like 2 weeks since that comment got dropped, and I've forgotten what it said. What did it say? It was like 20 or something. There's quite a few of them. Here, the hills are alive.
Rumors have long persisted of monsters, for lack of a better term, in the area surrounding the mission of St. John. The locals refuse to discuss these sightings. They grow sullen when they are mentioned and usually scurry off and hide in their homes. However, it is my fervent belief, once we have converted the populace, they will see these monsters.
Did you just hear her pronounce that wrong? I was sipping a drink, right? Did she say fervent? Fervent? Right? That's not a pronunciation thing, is it? That she thinks that's how the British say it.
Nothing but superstitions, shadows that disappear in the Lord's light.
So I guess the idea, this one's really cool. I guess what we're talking about are the Yashil here, who might be, you know, hunting or in the area because they know that the the box is here. What's kind of fascinating, actually, about the Yashil is, I mean, I might have even been a little bit offensive in this playthrough, really, or inconsiderate or ignorant or something. You know, I've given you guys this whole speech about the Yashil, and obviously we get a backpack right at the start, which is nice, about how there's an interesting twist in that they're not supernatural monsters. They are just people, but, you know, with this really exotic, crazy kind of like tattoo and body modification and stuff. I think there's some stuff in the game, particularly with this last DLC, that suggests they actually are magical creatures. And now, something I've been crediting the game for, where I thought I came down that a little bit clunkily, something I've been crediting the game for, I'm going to pause here, which I thought was a really interesting twist and, you know, a daring portrayal and, you know, artistic and stuff, they might not even actually been trying to do. Or maybe they are actually trying to say they're magical. So I don't know right now. There's another part of me that is just screaming right now, well, obviously, WP, it's that they're both. It's that they are, they want you to exist in that middle space of not being quite sure, and that's where the artistry is. Maybe that's what they're doing, but I don't know. I think one of these DLCs coming up is fairly explicit. So it might be that they're just meant to be magical monsters, and me suggesting that, you know, just primitive people with very exotic customs could possibly be that is somewhat offensive. I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Nonetheless, I still think the Yashil are an interesting part of this game. All right, so we're in this tomb. You see all these skulls and stuff around. I thought, oh my god, this is brilliant. This is going to be a tomb, because I've never done this before, all right? I've done a crypt in the area, but not a tomb. I thought, wow, this is going to be a tomb that looks just like all the skull, like gothic crazy stuff below the mission. But it's not actually. This chamber is the only bit that's full of these skulls and skeletons, which is a bit of a shame. So, Chechen and Chaka trees.
These are two legendary trees which complement one another. The Chechen tree secretes a substance which is poisonous upon contact, and the nectar of the Chaka tree can neutralize that poison before it results in serious burns. The fascinating thing about these trees is that they always grow very near to each other. According to legend, two brothers, warrior princes, fought a battle to the death over the love of a woman and died in each other's arms. They begged the gods for forgiveness, and it was granted. Kinich, the kind one, was reborn as a benevolent Chaka tree, while Tazik, the hate-filled one, was reborn as the poisonous Chechen tree.
So they do something quite clever here. They give us this information about these trees, which I assume is a real-world legend and is generally quite an interesting side of mythology to learn. But then the whole tomb becomes all about it. Okay, so we're going to descend in here, and it's going to be about ascending one of these trees. I sort of wish my information retention abilities were a little bit better, and I could, you know, grasp it all instantly and see sort of subtle ways in which I'm sure that the tomb is actually like alluding to the legend. But yeah, so there's Yashil in here as well. I think Lara's going to have a comment in a second where she's like, oh, they're in here too? That's interesting. And it just, I don't think they should have put it in the game, because all it did was draw attention to the fact for me that it's weird they're here. I mean, maybe it's not weird if the theory is that they're trying to be around this place because of the box. I get it. But I sort of do also just think it's that they don't have many things that can attack you in this game. They have wildlife, which they hardly use and wouldn't necessarily be fitting here. Also, there's this thing.
Smells like rotten eggs.
There's this thing I mentioned in earlier in the series. You know, like in the classics, in Tomb Raider 2, you spend a ton... No, sorry, in Tomb Raider 1, you fought a ton of time fighting animals. And even back then, in the late 90s, people were like, oh, no, this is a bit weird. This is animal cruelty or something. I don't know. It's obviously not animal cruelty. But so they substituted it for people. I think there's a similar thing here. They don't want you just on a rampage killing a bunch of exotic animals. And it wouldn't feel authentic to the setting anyway. So they can't do wildlife. So what else have they got? They have Trinity members or your shield. That is it. That's what you fight in this game. I mean, am I doing a disservice? Am I being wrong there in some way? I don't think so. So who are they going to pick? Trinity wandering around here? Well, it's got to be Yashil, you know? So it's a little bit tricky. Lara's going to make that comment either here or later. There's a little cut there. Any of these little cuts, I don't want you guys to be too disoriented by. It could, in theory, be that I've warped really far away. I never have. It would just be that I've spun the camera around. I've tried to be very delicate with them in as much as, like, you are genuinely seeing the dungeons. It's just there'll be a moment where I backtrack because I'm desperate. Basically, what's happening here is I'm desperate not to miss pickups my first time through. Here I was wondering if that was a lever as well. It's not. I'm desperate not to miss pickups because I don't want to go all the way back through. And for the most part, I actually do quite well. I get all of them. Except one. Here we go.
Yeah, Sheila here as well.
There you go. That's the line. I say I do quite well. That's really a victory of the designers more than anything else, right? Putting the treasure map early. Teaching you about survival instincts properly. You get all the perks and stuff. So yeah, overall I do okay, but that's what a lot of these little micro cuts are. For example, here, there's a road up on the right, and that's actually your way out. And I kind of wander all the way back there before being 100% sure, yeah, this is the way out there, up here. And you're going to see a little, that cut there, that's a good bit of playtime there. But remember that, like, visual, because we'll see it again in just a moment when we finish this tomb. It's weird as well with this game. I feel like a lot of the tombs are, on first playthrough, they feel really long. I love the red walls here. They feel really long and really, like, elaborate. But actually, on a second run through... And especially when you cut out the chuff, you realise there's not much to them. Oh, I had a little bit of frame rag. There's not much to them. What I mean by that is that, you know, they're actually quite efficient. I didn't mean that as like an insult or anything. But yeah, you saw a little bit of frame lag there. Getting back into Guild Wars, obviously that game is horrendously optimised. So I was really messing around with my graphics card. I'm a little bit worried about playing Tomb Raider today. Because, you know, I've been messing with G-Sync and I've been messing with just a lot of weird monitor stuff. which actually runs totally contrary to a video I made last summer, I think it was. No, not last summer, the one before. I did this video about like optimizing your graphics and making your PC work well in the context of that game. And some of it was like disable G-Sync, make sure V-Sync's on in game, and just weird things. And actually, guys, I don't know whether it's that the technology's gone further, there's been more Windows updates, more driver updates, stuff like that. But I now sort of believe the reverse. It's actually better to do things in the opposite direction. Because I feel like I've made the game a lot smoother and a lot steadier, you know, and more buttery. So I don't know. But it might have had a knock-on effect with Tomb Raider. If you remember, obviously, there have been 2 instances now with Tomb Raider where if you set things up wrong, you literally can't progress. So like that puzzle with the
Tree of Life, also known as Yashe, plants its roots in the underworld and then passes through our world as its branches extend all the way into paradise. Lurking somewhere inside the world tree is its Samye, a bird god who is said to know all the secrets of the 3 planes of existence through which the world tree grows.
Yeah, so we get a little bit more detail there. I can't remember what I was saying. I got so distracted by what Lara was talking about. It was something about visuals. Oh yeah, there have been some bugs in this game that we couldn't progress if we didn't have things set up right. I think I passed all of that now. I mean, I don't know for sure in the DLCs, but I'm pretty sure we're clear. And we won't really have any big problems. So obviously the idea of the tomb here is release the poison gas and ignite it. Very bad shooting from me there, like so bad. Even that one extra weighted shot. I think after I missed that many times, I was like, screw it, I'll just use a flare. They give you a lot of pickups, so I mean, it's fine. Yeah, we're gonna release the poison and shoot it. A rare example of me getting a headshot there, by the way. On Steam, there's still an achievement for me to get, which is like bow and arrow headshots. I'll have to figure out. Now, we've seen this already because we played a DLC. But remember, this is core game, this is base. So I think that was actually a bit of a novelty for Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Originally, if you imagine that I had done a Let's Play right when it came out and then went back to do each DLC each time, which for what it's worth, I don't think would have been a satisfying way of covering this game at all. The DLCs are a bit too small. And I mean, for me personally, I was so disinterested in this franchise at that point too. But this would have been quite novel, I think, at that point, because we would have had, oh, remember this mechanic? But we're all pretty familiar with it. Speaking of being disappointed in this franchise and stuff, obviously we talked about how it's changed hands and stuff. Another franchise that I love, a bit of gamer news for you guys here at the moment, the Halo franchise, kind of bombed with Infinite coming out. And they've just announced that 343 aren't even making games anymore. Like, they've restructured a ton of stuff. I think like a third of the studios lost their jobs. Which, by the way, is around the same proportion as what happened at ArenaNet a few years back. Well, I don't know whether people have lost their jobs or they've just been assigned to other stuff and like outsiding contractors and stuff aren't being used. But yeah, 343 will not make games. They're licensing Halo out to other studios. It's crazy.
From its roots in the underworld, sheltering bats, it grows straight and true. Its trunk holds the realm of men fast, and its branches spread its white leaves across the night sky.
There's just so much discussion in gaming at the moment about the value of AAAs, how much money is being wasted, overly long development times. You know, something has happened with the industry that a lot of the big money studios have got caught in. And, you know, just endless development on things that never see the light of day, creation of assets that get dumped. There's a lot going on. And I've said it before in Tomb Raider, you know, I think this game is a reasonable example of a lot of that flabbiness.
Seems to be some kind of primitive sculpture of a human.
I really do believe more in indies and more in double A's at this point. I don't know what we'd consider an A game. People don't really use that phrase, do they? But yeah, anyway, Tomb Raider still looks alright, so that's good. By the way, we got that primitive doll there. Now, it's been a little bit, but I'm pretty sure we've seen those dolls already, haven't we? We've had a doll pickup before. So this is a weird thing about the game. Bit disappointing. It seems to me that they had a quota for X number of pickups for each tomb, but they never filled the quota in terms of actually making all the relics. So they've put these dolls in. Yeah, it's the same pickup over and over and over again. I mean, how weird is that? Like, we're going to get another relic in a second, and it's going to be another doll. and another one, and there's going to be another doll. There's a whole collection of relics in this game, which is the exact same thing. It's one of those dolls. You just collect it multiple times. I don't know whether that's... they ran out of time to make all the assets or something. That's how it feels. Or maybe it was intentional. By the way, check out our red laser sight on our rifle there now. It looks so good. I love it in these games where you get the gear good enough and it gets all high-tech. Yeah, I don't know whether that's that they ran out of time or it's just intentional. You collect a bunch of the exact same doll. You'd think they'd tweak it somehow, but no, I guess. I mean, maybe it is all intended and it's supposed to be some commentary on how big these things were in these guys' culture or something. I really don't know. But yeah. Hello to everyone in the live chat, by the way. 12 people watching. This reminds me of when WP started playing Guild Wars. He made a comment saying he was happy to make a playthrough for only the 4 views that he had. Good old days. I don't remember that. I remember getting like 10 views instantly on like some of those videos. But it's funny, when I very first started, you know, I was very into like watching Minecraft LPs and stuff. I don't really talk about this much. When I very first started, like, that was the kind of thing I was into. And all those LPs were getting, you know, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of views. And I think I had like very unrealistic expectations of where I'd start. It was very weird though, because I used to do 6 videos a day because of the 10-minute cap, and I wanted to play an hour and, you know, put videos up of it and stuff. Hopefully we've not shrunk back to that level. It's probably, that comment's probably just because it was made just after we started playing here. But, you know, the live views don't really matter so much to me. This is just a normal LP as far as I'm concerned, and people can watch it year in, year out. You know, if we have shrunk to that level, just another reason. I really need to start plugging my Patreon and stuff. I don't know, because it will get a bit dire. This is what I want to be doing. This is genuinely. But I mean, if we just shrink and shrink and shrink, I just can't sustain it, and we're gonna have to. I mean, it's probably already in that position, but we'll see. Anyway, yeah, I hope everybody's having a good day and sort of enjoying themselves. This is the end of the tomb here, really. By the way, I haven't talked about it, but the tree up ahead of us is the end of the tomb. And all we need to do is this final platform here. This is another one of those weird things where I don't like it about this game. It feels like an elaborate room, but it's actually not. It's very linear. And it seems to be the same thing time after time. So I'm just going to bumble through this, basically, accidentally. This slope is where we want to eventually go up, that one on the left. And I did very minimal cutting here, for what it's worth, just so you guys could get a sense of this. Because I was a little bit bemused as I was going along. We're going to detonate an explosion to dislodge the platform on our left. Oh, no, we're not. We're not. Yeah, no, okay, we're going to cut it down, then we're going to detonate an explosion. And we're basically going to deliberately break this incredible ancient lifting mechanism. Here we go, another doll. See this?
Seems to be some kind of primitive sculpture of a human.
So is that the last one and the story's concluded? I think we'll get one more. If the story doesn't conclude here, there's going to be another one. And I think it's actually in the second tomb. There's 2 tombs. There's 2 tombs, a crypt, some quests. Lots and lots of things going on. We're actually, believe it or not, I can't believe it, we're about a third of the way through the montage already. No, we're not. A quarter. Thereabouts. So yeah, we hit that, which creates a little bit more gas. And I was looking at that gas thinking, well, what does that do? Surely we need to slide something to it first to then detonate it. But I'm pretty sure actually it's just a game of blow it up. But it does come down to that situation of just wing it. You'll notice here, by the way, unlike the DLC... Oh no, it wasn't that. They're not giving me infinite stuff to, you know, I don't have like 20 oil, 20 cloth, 20 wood. So I guess that was something that they decided would be smarter once they got into developing the post-game. So once again, I am a bit bemused here. I am wondering what it was I did. I'm sure it is just hit the gas in some way.
Hold on.
Yeah. But why did that work? Why did I have to be standing here for that to work on that third time? So we break the thing, and you might be thinking to yourself, well, how's that useful? And that's a good question. Oh, by the way, you see me drinking my potions there. We're going to get our final potion today. No messing around. Pistol flares straight away. Look at the stun on it. Honestly, it's so good. You know, they don't give much love to the pistol in this trilogy. But I feel like since the flares are there, that it's at least a little something. I don't know whether my flares are stronger because the base gun I have them assigned to has somehow modified them. I don't think it's that. So anyway, there you go. Oh, and by the way, guys, I am pretty sure that we're going to do the end of the game on hard mode. The hard combat. We've been on hard for everything else, just normal for combat. But this is too easy, isn't it? I was thinking about that the other day. I was thinking, you know what, we should just... For the end... okay, so we're back to the ramp now. And I did do a little cut there. And see, we can hop across now, and that's the end of the tomb. So yeah, we will do it on hard, and we'll have a slightly more interesting shooting. I don't think it will change much, though, because, again, they're very binary about it. A headshot is a headshot. A stun is a stun. The time slowdown is the time slowdown. You know, you get so many tools. So we get Kinukyu Ahu's Boon. Health is instantly restored once near death in battle. Refreshes between encounters. Another reason I'm happy to go to hard mode. Now, if you guys watched me playing Rise, and I think maybe Tomb Raider 2013 as well, you'll remember that perk, hopefully anyway. And I used that perk a lot. I was very run and gun, very cavalier. I was not precise or careful or daring at all. And, or cunning, I should say. Are they antonyms? Cunning and daring? Well, they're not really antonyms, are they? There's something linking them to them semantically, though. I don't know what that is. Anyway, I would go balls to the wall, basically. And I would use that free revive constantly. Well, we've got it in this game now, too. I'm quite happy that it's one of the last tombs in the entire playthrough that I've ended up picking it up. So there you go. That was back to the Vista. You remember I specifically left in, and that was the way out of the tomb. So there you have it. That's tomb number 1. There's a little bit more exploration around these areas, which obviously we spent a lot of time playing in the previous part, including a cache that was there. Pretty easy to get to because of the rope ascender. Now remember in the last part we had the monolith here. So right now what I'm actually doing is scanning the floor, looking for the cache pickup in the monolith. But I can't, that's why I'm grinding against so carefully. And when I surface in this like little cave area, I realize, well, there's some gold here. I realize we're actually in a cave. We're in an isolated area. This is just like that thing in Tomb Raider 1. You know, at the end of the Lost Valley. Well, actually, I think at the end of the Tomb of Qualopec. Anyway, and we have a lockpick. There's a treasure chest. Treasure chests are great. They're lots of loot, lots of XP, and a relic, all at once. I mean, everything you could want.
This pendant is decorated in the Incan tradition, but the effigy clearly appears to be an Aztec warrior. That shouldn't be possible.
A bit of a lame relic to position at this point in the game, because we know, obviously, that they have a blending of everything here.
Several hundreds have renounced their pagan beliefs and turned to the teaching of Catholicism. Our work here is different. The heathens must learn the language and then the teachings. Most are not receptive, but only come looking for conversion to the true Lord from fear of what might happen to them if they do not. No matter, all paths lead to God's light. In the evenings, I rest easily, comforted by the conviction we will save these poor lost souls. Excerpt from the journal of Beltran, Ordinius Praedicatorum.
I really like that. I love the word Praedicatorum, by the way. What a cool word that is. I love that. That's a really interesting insight into the kind of people that were coming here, you know, trying to spread their teachings to people who were so different. You know, it's funny. I think I was talking about Philomena Kunk, like the comedy documentary from the UK. I can't remember. It's a BBC show, I think it is. I actually learned some stuff from that show. Like, I'm sure the Americans watching are more than familiar with this. I'd heard the phrase manifest destiny many times in my life before. I don't know where from exactly, that was the monolith, obviously. It was actually really annoying to find. There was a lot of cutting there. I don't like the ones underwater, they're just a bit lame. And this entrance to the tomb is awesome here. I'd heard the phrase manifest destiny, like, I'd never really knew, it was one of those things where you're familiar with it, but you don't really know what it is. And it was like the viewpoint, what's the word? The ideology, the mantra of Americans.
These places would be trapped. caught a spear through the abdomen.
Traveling east, well, they were British at the time. Traveling east to west across the states, spreading Christianity. That like it was their view that it was their job to impart these teachings across the world. And manifest destiny was kind of the phrase for that ideology in the northern Americas. I don't know whether it also was here in the South Americas, where people would depict things to be a bit more brutal. But I don't know whether that's necessarily true. It was probably all messed up and horrible the whole time. So there, Lara just mentioned, what is that smell? This is the last of this outfit we'll get, by the way, so enjoy it. I was thinking it was going to be like gunpowder, Doesn't gunpowder smell like rotten eggs? Isn't that the thing? Or like old gunpowder? And isn't that thing when it gets old, it like sweats through its casing and stuff? I honestly thought it was going to be another explosive-based tomb. But that smell, it doesn't come up again. I don't know whether they had an old idea for this voice line, and then they just didn't use it. So there's an eel there they want me to stealth from like a piranha, which I swear to God I'm trying to do. But see Lara's movement here. She's going to swim up, right? Watch this. She's going to like magnet up there, towards the eel. I am not doing that. I am not swimming up. I swear to God, I promise, guys. On no level was I making her swim up. So I don't know what that was, but the game was like and I thought it was instant death as well, but no, we get to fight our way out. So sorry to the eel. And we've of course been underwater a bit here, drowning. Sorry to the eel, I killed you. I would have let you live, to be honest. Here I surface, but on the wrong side, so I've just cut so that we come up on the correct side. Beautiful, right, guys? Swish. Such a good editor. And here we go. Here's the tomb. I didn't realize it at the time, but this first chamber we're in is teaching, as they always do, and I should have it in my head better, I guess. It's teaching me a principle that will be used later, and it would have saved me a lot of time in this tomb if I paid more attention here. You'll see what I mean in a second.
This Maya god is very dark brown, almost black, with black-rimmed eyes and facial features that seem to be melting at their extremities. This can only be Exua. He's the patron god of the cacao bean, which accounts for his coloring. Also, because ancient Mesoamericans used those beans as currency, Exua became by extension a god of merchants and of trade. Interestingly, when he first appeared in the lore, he was a god of conflict.
I loved it. I love all the weird things that you can like deify, I really, those are probably some of my favorite insights into sort of this mythology and lore and idea, All right, so very subtle here. You got to break that on the far side.
Is this supposed to be one of the beheaded gods of the underworld?
So it is so unbelievably subtle, and they don't really give you a good camera angle either. But what that's done is that's like weighed a seesaw down, which has lowered the water level, okay, and opened the door. And that's the central thing that we play with in this tomb. This tomb is probably the quickest tomb in the game if you know how to do it already. Obviously, this slide means that our way out is not going to be the same as our way in. So we want to watch out for that. Here I am scanning survival instincts in the bottom of this room. Oh yeah, and there I was getting vacuumed onto the floor a little bit, which again was really weird to me. I don't know, there's something odd about it. I actually, that really subtle rope pull I just did, there was a lot of gameplay there, where I was genuinely getting vacuumed into a wall and thought I was going to get fall out of the map. Just a lot of very strange, clunky stuff going on with the controls in some of these places. Okay, so principle one is that the water can be lowered by, flowing onto a water wheel and weighing down the seesaw. Principle two is this, that you cut a rope to lift a raft up. Which we've obviously done a few times in other areas of the game. I actually think there's a potential for a really great tomb in here. But they sort of fall a bit shy of it in the end. I don't know. So here we go. Change my outfit. This is where I put on the red stuff. So you'll notice a minute ago I was wearing this red stuff when I shot down that wall with a shotgun. It's all a little bit out of order, just because I was chaotically zigzagging all over this region. But I've sort of snipped it together into a more coherent order for you. So you can climb up. Our whole team is this room here.
This is incredible.
Her line there about how this is incredible sent me off, I remember, on a big, long... like conversation or with myself, like a long thought process, because it's not really incredible, is it? It's not incredible because we're so desensitized to vistas like this, because they're all over the game. This is just a way back to the campfire, obviously. I think that's a thing that a lot of AAAs struggle with. They don't sort of realize that you need to be quite muted and have quite a light touch for quite a long time, and then accent an area with something big and bold and beautiful. A lot of why did I use that phrase there? A lot of this game is just relentlessly beautiful, so I don't know, you end up just getting desensitized to it as the status quo. But okay, here's a cool thing. There are piranhas here, but they're only eating on these bodies, which I guess are therefore fresh kills from the Yashil, possibly. So we want to swim around, but not near bodies. That sounds great, right? But like I said a second ago, as much potential as there is for something really awesome there, I don't really see them do anything with it, to be honest. I mean, I never struggled with the piranha. Just don't swim near the bodies, that's it. I sort of thought I was going to be doing a lot of interesting platforming where... Because we can raise and lower the water level too, right? So you combine those two facts. And it's like, okay, maybe I need to travel across this place first with the water low so that there are no piranhas next to the body, or I need to kick the body away while the water's high, or, you know, there could be all kinds of things that they do, but none of it really comes into play. This does feel like a tomb that had a bigger idea at one point, but then never went the whole way. I don't know, maybe I'm over-scrutinizing it. There you can see a rope pull on the other side. I sort of feel like that's what I do way too much of now. I'm constantly over-scrutinizing, like, the mind of the person that made the content, or the team that made the content, rather than just switching off my brain and just playing it. Do you know what I mean? I don't know whether that's a bad thing or not. People were talking in the Discord the other day. I was sort of snooping. I wasn't a part of the conversation, but people were just chatting about it. About how, like, in Final Fantasy VI, like, when I speculate about where the story is going to go, I consider a lot of factors, like, probably too many. I don't know.
To be some kind...
So there you go, another doll. I didn't even let her finish speaking about that one. I just cut it out. And I knew I was going to leave it in the video, but I mean, we don't need to listen to her say it, do we? So yeah, I don't know. Is it a good thing to try and consider a ton of stuff, or is it leading me astray? I mean, maybe that's not a new problem for me. Maybe I've been doing that for far too long. Anyway, long enough time swimming around this room, you get all the pickups, and you can cut open this raft. That raft there is the key one. And it's a little bit sneaky, because it's like under some rubble. You climb up on this side, and believe it or not, we are seconds away from beating the tomb, if we know what to do. Or seconds away from beating the puzzle of the tomb, you know, actually traveling to the end is gonna involve a bit of swimming. But we got some pickups too. T. Serrano, I think this is the last one, guys.
I am Trujillo Serrano, and these are likely the last words I write. Andreas Lopez, or Angel de la Cruz, as he has called himself these last years, has finally and fully gone insane. His demands have grown, becoming more grueling and grotesque as we labor to build his crypt. The construction is almost complete. I know I will die when it is done, Lopez, in a brief moment of clarity, told me himself. Damn that box. Damn what it has done to the man I once, and sadly still, admire.
So that's beautiful, and imagine if we heard that before we got to the actual story content in the tomb a second ago. I mean, it would have been very clear just how messed up things were getting.
When storms crash and rivers swell, direct the waters to quench the thirst of the gods who toil above and below.
Thirsty gods there. I thought that was a clue for the puzzle, and it might be, but it's not really that helpful. I don't know. It also, now looking back in retrospect, I sort of feel like that might be a real life thing. In the live chat, Zombie X saying, you think the whole Tomb Raider playthrough was voiceover? Well, yeah, in as much as I'm voicing over right now, but it's all been live commentary. It's live right now. It's just sometimes I've cut in, I mean, surely that's obvious by now, right? We've done it multiple times. Sometimes I'm doing these montages where the footage is, you know, I'm looking back on the footage. The whole thing, though, it's subtle. No, really, it's just me here right now. We're just chatting. Right, okay, so here's the puzzle. Oh, wait, do I get distracted by that document? I mean, I spent a lot longer in here than you're going to see. Once we've lowered the water... See, I thought I was going to have to lower it. I thought I'd have to swim across now, navigating piranhas that are somewhat rearranged. and then lower it more, or I don't know. There was stuff, definitely, with all the rafts and things. But here's the thing, obviously, we've got this rope, and I'm just connecting things together. And this is attached to a water wheel, and we obviously have the water nearby, so if I just swing it to the reverse direction, we can spin the water wheel, which will pull the rope in, which will pull that thing down. And and I thought that was going to do a bunch more to the water and more of the puzzle, but that's it. That's the end of the tomb, just opening that door there. That's all it is. The last trick, though, and this did trip me up, I was quite proud of figuring this out, though. You're not going to get a sense of it in real time, because I've cut it. But see, the rope breaks.
The rope can't support the strain. Damn
so
it.
I'm still overcomplicating it, thinking, oh, there's more out there in the water and stuff that I need to do. Surely there's something on the right-hand side of the room, because we're on the left here. But in the end, after, you know, a good little while, I thought, well, hold on, what if I just spin the wheel for a moment to open the door, and then push it back before it breaks? What if I just do it this way?
Got it to stay open.
And it worked. And I actually had it. That was a bit of a eureka moment for me, which is what you want puzzles to do. And I was really happy with that. I'm proud of that, right? The thing is, okay, I wonder if there's an optional way of getting through this, and I've just found it. Because it kind of also feels like it's designed that the water level can be low here. Look at this ramp that I'm swimming over right now. That was definitely set up that you can do a normal jump and climb up here. I don't have chalk on, but I think that that's got two paths, and I've done it where I flooded it more, but there's another one.
Plural Alashab is a king to the Maya version of a gnome or leprechaun. They're about as high as an adult's knee and wear traditional Maya clothing. They are created whenever a farmer builds a little house on his property for them, after which they'll help the corn grow for a period of 7 years, making it rain and chasing off predators. They're usually invisible, and in spite of their benefit to the land, they like to play tricks on or frighten humans. Don't call one by name, or you'll summon it from its home, and it won't be happy with you.
I mean, how cute and cool. This game is awesome for teaching about this kind of stuff. Am I just an ignoramus, right, that's just too desensitized by his own culture and his own, you know, weird, fantastical things? But to me, it feels like all this Maya, Inca, Aztec stuff is really whimsical and, like, goofy and crazy and fantastical and really, like, out there and fun, genuinely fun, you know. It really feels like sort of play around fiction. I don't know, is that, again, am I just being an ignoramus there? But I love it. It sounds so, I mean, if we have leprechauns, why can't they have a leprechaun type thing? Do you know what I mean? We meaning in the West. But there you have it. Those guys seem pretty cool to me. And that's the end of the tomb. The perk this time is Sip Strike. Charged arrows deal more damage against armored enemies. So now we're going to go...
this horrid smelling place.
We're going to get out of here, and they've made it very easy for us. And we're going to do some quests. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I'm not a fan of these quests. I think all the dialogue... The dialogue that we're about to experience is pretty dire. I feel the game really slows down and loses my interest with this kind of stuff. But let's go for it. So remember, so here we're back at the graveyard. The old library's there on the left. We had this quest with these kids here. I don't know if you guys remember when I first came here. We got to finish this up. So let's recap and see what they have to say to us.
Hey, get away from here. It's our treasure.
Oh, wow, the dialogue.
It's getting quite late.
Oh, that was weird.
How about postponing the hunt until tomorrow?
No, we're not leaving till we find it.
What's going on with his
We'll
text?
sleep here if we have to.
Oh, I hope it doesn't come to that. Is there anything I can do to help?
No, we told you. You're not getting our treasure. Manu said if we find it, we can keep it.
That's so strange. It's just his dialogue. That is bizarre. I don't remember seeing that in game. I don't remember seeing that while editing. Why is it what? That's so weird. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe I'm just oblivious, but I would have been reading it. By the way, do you know what I cannot unsee right now? Lara's outfit here. The bow is not just clipping through the armor, like across her cleavage and her chest. It's actually clipping into her boob as well. And I cannot unsee it. I spent this whole cutscene just staring at her boobs there. And the fact that a wire seems to be like cutting in. I'm sure that's true with a ton of the outfits. And it's just that I had the bow on. You know, if I had pistols out or something, it would not have been there. But I couldn't stop looking.
This is
For totally innocent reasons, I assure you.
Very good at sharing, and I do know a lot about treasure hunting.
You know the sisters? She could tell on us.
I won't tell if you won't tell. I have a secret too. I'm the brave adventurer Lara Croft.
Whoa. We won't tell. You can help us. If you find the treasure, we'll split it, even.
You've got a deal. What do you need?
Manu told us we need to solve a riddle to find the treasure.
Are you any good at riddles?
I'm an expert. Let's hear it.
I want you to take my supply.
I'm nourished when the heavens cry.
If I get sick, a village dies.
Who am I?
All right, this riddle is really obvious in retrospect. Heaven's crying. Just those 2 words, heaven's crying, it's pretty obvious what it is. I'm not going to lie, though, I didn't get it straight away, but I think it's because I was really bored. I don't know why. I mean, I'm sort of entertained here watching it back with you guys now. But yeah, also, by the way, this thing about Lara, like, I'm the brave adventurer, I don't really know how to interpret that whoa line, because what I've noticed is a few times around this village, they're talking like she is famous already. Like, people do actually know her. And again, I think this might be something that they've expanded on in the comics and the novels. And I just don't really know the lore very well. If that is the case, are they being serious when they say well there? Or, are they saying that in acknowledgement of knowing about, you know, she's like this Indiana Jones style character? Or are they just playing along like kids do, you know, like they're taking her serious, not because they know anything about the world, but because they're kids and they take everything serious, you know? I assume it's the second, but there's a chance it's also a bit the first, I don't know. Anyway, so what is this riddle, guys? Well, let's speak to
Figure out the riddle yet?
the old lady.
You must do something to get those children out from underfoot.
I know, it's high stakes
Manu told
drama.
us we need to solve a riddle to find the treasure.
I want you to take my supply.
I'm nourished when the heavens cry.
If I get sick, a village dies.
Who am I?
Well, you are water, you are rain. You know, you need water to survive. So there is actually a well in this area. It's over here. It's to the right of this tree.
There's
And-
something there.
And Lara immediately spots there's a cache behind it. So there you go.
Looks like there's something here. Fool's gold and costume jewelry. But the kids will love it.
So did you find anything?
I sure did.
I think he's a
Yes.
devil child. That's why his subtitles are all messed up.
Rich.
They're being subtle about it.
We said everyone gets an equal share, so
Oh no, I couldn't possibly accept any of your treasure.
You mean it?
Absolutely.
I knew it right away when I saw you. I said there's a real hero.
Please, please, it was nothing. I only did what any reasonable person would do.
Thanks for finding the treasure. We're going to show it to Manu.
More stuff about her playing with kids and stuff, by the way.
I don't know how you got Diego and the rest of those kids out of the way, but I'm glad
Are
you
they
did.
opening the door
Now we
to
can
a
get
motherhood
them.
story? By the way, I love this thing as well, where she seems really virtuous and nice there. Oh, I can't take any of your treasure. But remember, it's fool's gold. Meanwhile, she's hoarding bags of the real stuff that she's taken from their ancestors or whatever, which I really quite like. And
What's
she,
this
no
up?
hide, not hide, nor hair of that.
Over this way.
Okay, so believe it or not, this is to get behind the wall that I opened this montage with.
Thank you for your help, and I hope you find Isa. I'm worried about her. I wish I knew why Isabella was trying to climb the cross. Maybe something about the cross can show you where Isa went.
So remember, there's this story, this woman is missing at the moment. An archaeologist
I wish
adventure
I knew
like...
why Isabella was trying to climb the
There's an
cross.
inscription. Look through me to find the way.
So we're going to do a super speed here.
Maybe something about the cross.
So what we're going to do is follow the path of crosses. This is beautiful. I love the way they've told this story through the environment here. So every time you find a cross, we just follow it. So there was one on our left. There's one there. There's one somewhere there on the left again. And we keep going. There's one there on the gate. One there. I love super speed, man. I haven't done it in videos for a long time, but I want to reassure everyone, all the old Guild Wars 1 fans, I still love super speeding.
Here. Wait, I can push this.
So Lara could not interact with this before. But now that we've done this quest, and this is the first and only time, I think, in the game, one of the side quests has a thing like this. Oh, actually, I'm probably lying. There's probably stuff around Paititi.
When I first laid eyes on Angel de la Cruz, I knew I met a man of worth. When he spoke, my heart shook. Its tremors vibrated for days after his first sermon. That evening, God himself told me to set out to prove I was the chosen one. I left the next morning, seeking to prove my worth.
So we get this crypt, and we get a story about someone in the interim, after Lopez locks himself away with the box, and, you know, shoots the guy that did it and all of that, and they're kind of just tending to the place, and they don't quite know what's going on. Someone has found out this idea that there is a chosen one who can claim it, and they've decided that they're the chosen one, and they're going to try and do it. And unlike the story with Lara, our hero, who naturally will succeed, this poor bloke
Isabella! Are you in here?
ends up dead. And it's just another, like, morbid glimpse. There you go. Oh, even her dialogue's weird. It's another morbid glimpse and sad little moment that just shows just how much horror and just nastiness happened with all this Lopez stuff. So yeah, and meanwhile we're doing it with this Isabella storyline. Maybe they're doing a deliberate mirror there. She doesn't think she's the chosen one. She was just exploring, and we got to find a way out.
Oh, thank God.
There you are.
Yes. Who are you?
Guillermo sent me to find you. He's worried about you.
Poor Guillermo. He's probably killing himself with guilt, too. I guess we were both right. There was a hidden crypt, and I did have an idealized view of what it would be like.
How did you injure yourself?
I was on a rope when the tremor hit. The shaking threw me into the walls, the rope snapped, and I hit the water badly. I think my ankle's broken.
In order to get you out, I'll have to go back for help. It will take several people. What's so funny?
Can one of those people be Sarah? I'd love to see the look on her face when she has to admit that one of Manu's fantastic stories turned out to be true.
I'll suggest it to Guillermo. Now, I don't think I can get out the way I came in, so I'm gonna have to look for another way out. I'll be right back.
There's just something so dry and stilted about all these scenes, you know? The way she laughs, and then they cut slowly to Lara, who dryly says...
I've always been grateful for my vivid imagination, except for right now. I can't wait to get out of here.
I mean, it's so hard to tell natural-sounding story and deliver that kind of dialogue in games. I don't think this game really quite nailed it. But I do like being in a crypt with a character there, you know? I really think it adds a lot, having just a bit of company. I know that the idea with this game... Here we go, Cantu's Gilded Vest. We'll look at that later. I do, you know, I get that loneliness and isolation is meant to be a thing, but it's really refreshing to have someone here, at least for a moment. I actually sort of think it sort of accentuates that feeling of loneliness when we get a bit deeper into this crypt. You know, she's nearby, but not too close. I don't know. I'm playing, weirdly enough, this week I've been playing Banjo-Tooie for the Nintendo 64. And, you know, it's a classic action platforming collectathon of the era. But it's full of whimsy and fun and, like, really cool, memorable characters everywhere and just exciting, interesting dialogue. So I don't know. I like exploring with characters to speak to. And that's what I think when I'm here in this cave.
May Huascar's knowledge of the two afterlives be sufficient to guide us, if we arrive in either.
I also find that game very sarcastic and very funny. And I kind of love that it's a British game. I messed up, though, because I was reading, like, they had a rhyme at one point with the word Z, but I said Z out loud. I said Z, not Z, so the rhyme didn't work. Like, they were rhyming Z with head. And I was like, oh my god, I've been that influenced by Americans over the past 10 years that my language is changing. And I'm losing my Britishness in so many ways. But yeah, I really, really do like that game. And I don't know, just another fun little thing I've been doing at the moment. Okay, so right next to me here, there is a pickup. There is a letter on the floor right next to me. And I'm missing it. Turn around, WP, you idiot. You're missing a letter. I mean, I'm looking so carefully, though. Because we've seen from the map that there's loads of pickups all over the place. So this entire crypt I'm actually going to do twice. You guys don't have to see the second one. All these slow shimmies and crawls through these little areas. And it's not the most fascinating place, let's be real. It's just more rocks, the likes of which we've seen many of already. But yeah, so this is the one pickup I missed on this area.
I was not worthy. Forgive me for my hubris.
So you go, there's the guy dead. Now the letter that I've missed is like, we'll get it in a second, but you're supposed to have read another thing before that, which is all about how he's regretting his decision and something.
Lara, was that you?
It was me, don't worry.
It is weird hearing her talk so close when she's probably actually pretty far down
I
there.
have returned from my training. However, Brother de la Cruz has disappeared. The Sisters of the Mission have no idea where he went. No matter. I will wait for him to return. My heart is pure. My head is clear. I am ready for the trials, and I will prove to him I am the chosen one.
So that's quite an interesting timing that they've got there. They've got the body, and then afterwards they've got the like him at his most resolute.
The air is getting fresher.
Don't tease me. I've spent the night in a crypt.
So she's also remarkably chill. I don't know though. I'm alright with her being chill about it because more like high stakes drama about a random person that I don't really know or I haven't really met, I don't think would have played off that well either. And Lara obviously having a little bit of a Gandalf moment there. She can sniff her way out because the air's getting better. You know, I think I was really curious here too.
A wheel-lock pistol. Never mass-produced and banned in the Holy Roman Empire. Ostentatiously decorated. A bit much for a missionary. But maybe a fitting weapon for an egoist such as Lopez.
We're going to get an amazing relic based on guns in a minute as well. It's so cool. It's a pickup in Paititi, and it is such a crazy, interesting piece. By the way, well, we'll let her get this hidden information first. Did I leave this in just so you guys could see me struggle?
There's some damage to the pommel, but otherwise the weapon seems in fine condition.
No, do you know what? I think I was just incompetent there. I should have cut that out because it wasn't long enough to be interesting. Another thing, here's how stupid, I don't know, this must be common knowledge, but for me, it was not common knowledge until, like, last week. The Holy Roman Empire, people are cringing as I say this out loud, the Holy Roman Empire is not the same as the Roman Empire, like, in any way. It was a different area of the world, it was more northerly. Like, there's some saying about it. It was not holy, it was not Roman, and it was not an empire. I didn't know that they were two separate things. Like, I only just got to grips with that basic fact of human history. And it's kind of fun. Oh, this trap as well, by the way. We haven't seen a trap like that all game, I don't think. So a swinging spike and you have to shoot it down. Again, I believe that was a staple in 2013 and in Rise. I don't think we've seen any of them in... It's weird, isn't it? Isn't this game very strange? It's a lot like the other two. Like, it borrows so many elements for them, but, like, sparsely.
Can't carry any more.
I don't know. Why is that only there? By the way, we're full up on gold here, so I do sell it all in a minute.
I know now that I am not the chosen one. Now I fear I have endangered the lives of Brother de la Cruz and the Sisters of the Mission. They do not know that the hollow earth surrounding the mission is home to demons. Cruel, hissing creatures with twisted claws and sick, yellowed eyes. I came to this place to purge them from the world, in the name of Angel de la Cruz, to win his favor and earn my seat at his side. But I have failed. I could not contain this evil, and now it is out, and all warning of it will die down here with me.
See, that's a really nasty, grotesque, monstrous depiction there. And I don't know if that's just meant to be his opinion, but if that's meant to be accurate, then yeah, my suggestion that they're just people. I don't know, you see where that might end up just being a little bit offensive in some way. I don't know, I think that if they really did want to make the Yashil actual monsters like the Deathless or the
Isabella,
Oni...
I see daylight. You'll be out of here in no time.
You're amazing. Thank you so much.
They could have gone a bit further with it. But again, I don't know, they might want us to play in the uncertainty. I don't know, we'll see. I'm very curious about this final DLC. Honestly, guys, if you remember back to the start of this series, all my whinging and whining about it, it's all been about the ending. And a lot of that hasn't manifested in the LP yet. I mean, one thing is that the ending seemed to come out of nowhere. The fact we're at the point of no return already, I think would have felt very natural in this Let's Play because I've talked about it so much and we've done a lot of these pickups and things. But to just play it normally, it does just suddenly come at you out of nowhere. It's like, what? This is the final mission, eh? Just a volcano was suddenly around and then just, oh, it's over. So we've hit that bit, but all the other elements of the ending, I mean, they're coming up in the next few parts, and I really don't like the ending of this game. So if this last DLC, which talks a bit more about the Yashil and stuff, as actual mystical creatures, is good, I mean, it will mean a lot to me. I'm very curious about it. It's going to be quite interesting. So yeah, I was also curious about how you exit this place, because I spent so long looking for the entrance, but you exit the way you came in. So here we go, we're at the shop. Straight away sell my gold. I know that those of you who are efficiently minded will be interested in this. And do you know what? I really have enjoyed playing, having sold all this other stuff. And there's so much money you need. My recommendation, it's a bit late now if you've been playing along with me, but if you guys ever pick up this game, just sell all your stuff. Like the crafting stuff, just sell it. Because it's fun picking things up as you go, and you will get a lot more money as you progress through the game. But anyway, with all that 18,000 gold, I can buy these weapons from this lovely, pious, holy lady who's selling firearms. I think one of you guys had a comment about that, which is quite funny. There's too many guns, though. How am I going to demonstrate and use all these guns? It's so many.
Isabella's okay.
She is, but she's hurt her ankle, so we'll have to go back and get her.
No, I could not stand to inconvenience you any further. And besides, Sarah tells me you have something important of your own to do. Please, let Isa's friends take care of her from here.
You'll need a couple of people and a lot of rope to get her out.
I'll round them up right away. Where is she exactly?
Take the main road across the river, then follow the crosses.
Wait, the crosses? Did she find something?
She found the crypt man who told her
See,
about...
all this dialogue, it's just so slow,
wonderful.
isn't it? I mean...
Oh, I'm so happy for her. I should have gone with her, and I feel terrible about her ankle. But despite that, this is the adventure Isa's always dreamed of.
I also find all this writing incredibly unrealistic.
Rescue party.
Oh, that's a great idea.
I mean, what is
I'll
this?
make sure
This
of it.
ticky-tacky
And
nonsense
speaking
about
of
their little
Marlon's
family
crazy
dynamic.
stories,
I don't know these
if you're
people.
looking for something hidden around here, you should probably talk to him.
I don't know these
Work
people.
for
It's just
Isa.
really so.
He's usually
Also, I
holding
think it's
court around
weirdly
the mission.
written.
And thank you again for finding Isabella. I don't know what I would have done if...
Just make sure she gets back safe.
In as much as, like, he's just heard that this woman is stuck in a crypt, injured, and he's pretty chill about it.
Who's that? Who's there?
She's the one who found the treasure.
Is that right, Diego? Well, what can I do for you?
I overheard you telling the children about Maya ruins.
Finally, someone who pays attention.
Well, you were right about the crosses. Isabella followed them to a hidden crypt.
Ha! I knew it! No one ever listens to old Manu, but I was right.
So you were. And I bet you're telling the truth about those Maya ruins.
I recognize something in your voice. The thrill of discovery, of finding something someplace unseen for hundreds or even thousands of years.
There is something thrilling about that, isn't there?
And this is some weird meta commentary
There's no
about the
feeling
gamers who
the
love
taste
Tomb
of
Raider,
stale, dusty air still gets my heart racing.
which is missing
These
me.
modern people, these so-called realists, they close themselves off from such wondrous possibilities. They can't even imagine some of the things I've seen. That I would give anything to see again one last time.
Perhaps I could be your eyes, your witness of those Maya ruins.
You could at that, yes.
Do you remember where the ruins were?
Now, where were they? I remember a pool fed by 3 waterfalls. I wish I could give you better directions, but it's been so many years.
I should be able to find it. And when I do, I'll come back and tell you all about it.
Oh, if you could do that for me, touch that history, I would be so...
Say no more, Manu. I'll find it.
Like, and I don't believe that he would care that much about this random person finding a tomb. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm too critical of all this stuff. It might be a sincere attempt to discuss what makes Lara love tomb raiding rather than just doing it for survival. That might be what they're doing. But I don't know. Anyway, you might be wondering, what is this tomb? What are these 3 waterfalls? What's this amazing cryptic clue and this extra quest? Turns out it's the place I already did. It's the place with the pool that we were already at. So all I had to do was turn around and speak to him again. I don't know, if you were expecting like a Morrowind-style moment where you're actually navigating by looking at the environment. No. The game's too linear for that. So, I don't know. There you go. The quest's already done. As far as I can see... This was supposed to be help the children so that he'll give you the clue to the tomb and unlock it. Similar to that other quest, which is, speak to the people so you can follow the crosses so that you can get into the crypt. But they had 2 things locked by the same quest, the children quest, so they just let you go to the tomb anyway or something. I don't know. It's just a bit weird, isn't it? But there you go. The quest's over already.
Yep. Those dancing shoes, Manu. I found the ruin. It was Maya, an ancient aqueduct. It was wonderful, just as you'd imagined.
I like the thought that Lara could be lying here.
I know you would. Now, tell me everything.
The ruins had flooded because of the earthquake. I swam through tunnels teeming with peril.
Go on.
I found a vast cavern and a stone tower with massive heads carved into its sides.
The Lords of Xibalba, right? Incredible. What else?
It must have been an aqueduct of some kind. And you'll never believe this. Most of the machinery is still functional. Water wheels 3 men high turned as smoothly as the day they were built. It was amazing to see, Manu. To be so close to all that history where no one has set foot in hundreds of years.
I see it. I can smell it, feel it, taste it. You've brought tears to an old man's dry eyes. I can't thank you enough. I'd like to give you something.
Manu, I couldn't.
Please, I insist. It's the first relic I ever found. It's beautiful and intricate. A decorated skull. I'd like someone who has the same passion for exploring that I did as a young man to have it.
She'll just throw it on the heap.
Kill your sense of curiosity and wonder.
You might think, wow, what is this special item? It is just another random. You could have picked it up anywhere. Look at what this is. I don't know. If Lara goes blind,
made of tree sap and powdered bone, hold the jade and other gems in place within the wearer's teeth. A crude drill, perhaps made of obsidian, would have been used to delicately carve out the notches required to hold the jewelry in place.
Which has nothing to do with any of the story they gave us. You notice that they didn't actually say in voice what the relic was so that they could just swap in anything anytime. I don't know, it just seems very strained. Like, this whole side quest feature feels like it was done because it was decided it had to have been by upper management.
In preparation for the ultimate test, I have begun to explore the crypts and tombs found near the mission. They are challenging and dangerous, and I am slowly improving. My reflexes are quicker, I'm getting stronger, and I dare say my eyesight in the dark is improving. I know there are others trying to prove their worth to Brother de la Cruz, but they will not best me.
But it really didn't benefit the game much, I don't think. I don't know if they had never made it, what we would have got elsewise, if that you could substitute one thing for another. I don't know whether that's really true or fair to talk about. But, yeah. So there you go. That's those quests done. Back to Paititi now. And we'll be moving on. Yeah, look, if Lara goes blind by the end of the next trilogy, I will look back at that Manu story as incredible storytelling. It was foreshadowing Lara's future, mapped onto this man of an older direction, blah, 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 blah. But if she's not blind at the end of which I suspect she won't be, I suspect that in the next trilogy they won't even look that deeply at random side quests like this one. I hope they do the continuity very tightly, to be fair. But I'm doubtful they will. I don't know. New management. Same developer. Could be good. Or new publishers, I suppose. So yeah, back in Paititi. So we're in the old village now.
Had to put the last remaining mule down yesterday. Broke its leg. Shame. Terrible shame. But I think I found it. Came across an abandoned village that simply must be Z. If only Father were still alive. I'm resting here for the night. Tomorrow I'll begin a thorough investigation of the site. The world will know a Fawcett discovered the lost city.
This is the spooky area we first saw Itzley. Quite a big area. And here we will finally finish Percy Fawcett's expedition, remember that? And that was the first one we were hearing about in the Peruvian jungle. The first storyline I was talking to you guys about. So we couldn't get a lot of this before because we didn't have the rope ascender, but we have it now. So we can actually get into some of these rooms. And there's some interesting pickups in here, to be honest.
We found their hidden city easily enough. The coordinates from Trinity being correct. The natives did not trust us. And we entered the city.
I'll pause it here, which I think is going to mess with the dialogue a little bit. Basically, this is like the entrance to the city for Lara. This is where she got in. So a lot of the relics they've put around here, I think, are really quite smart and clever. You get all these there's all these different stories. There's Lopez's story. There's the new guys from the 80s. There's the Percy Fawcett thing. There's all these different people who've interacted over the years. Basically, there's a relic here for each of them. The first time they get to the city, and a lot of them are hidden behind the rope ascender because it would kind of be a spoiler or it wouldn't work to get it the first time. So we just had Percy's one. Here's Lopez's arrival, and we'll see another one in a second too. But that's the idea. I quite like that.
Our necks. There was a tumult against the people. We later learned a cohort of Inca had arrived the month before. Lopez spun a tale of our desertion from the Spanish army. For our hearts could not fathom the destruction they had and would continue to cause. And we gladly exchange any or all of our goods for shelter, if only for a short while. Reluctantly, they allowed us to remain in the city, on the condition we leave our armor and weapons in a small hut outside of the city proper. The men hesitated, and finally we agreed that 2 of us would remain outside, guarding the gear.
So there you have it. And I really... these people seem so benevolent. Careful, obviously, but, not bad at every juncture. So here, just along the road a little bit, again, still in the old city, there was this rope ascender. I've cut the walk because I was faffing about a little bit in the meantime. You can see how it ended up so much longer than what we've seen, right?
Any squad venturing outside Khan must take special precautions in covering their tracks. We're close now, and the last thing we need is droves of tourists showing up, trying to be the first to get the perfect selfies in the city.
Okay, so that's Trinity's discussions about being in and around the city. Khan, did I mention this? I can't remember if I mentioned this. Khan is Trinity's name for Paititi. That's what it's been the whole time. I can't believe that I've got that wrong. Okay, right, now cutting in. We're going to warp around a lot here. You see how Lara's walking? We're back in this room where we were eavesdropping on Unuratu and Amaru, remember? And I've run around in this room lots of times. There were billions of pickups in here, loads of them. Well, turns out I'd missed even more just sitting around on the floor, such as this one.
The shadows loom long and dark. The mountain, black as night. In mourning is the strange pale men.
All right, hold on. This one's a really good piece of information, so I'm going to pause again here. Okay, so I've been in that room loads, and there's loads of pickups in there, right? And usually we're running around freely jumping and clambering and stuff. I don't know why, but more buggy weirdness with the game. Lara is on forced walk there now, for some reason. I don't know why, but I have to walk in there the whole time. There's a weird thing at the load. You know how you walk through a corridor and it's clearly loading? They might force her to slide through something small. There's a weird moment where that room is clearly loading, where she starts running, and then she stops and starts walking again. And I'm sure it's bugged for some reason. I can't even jump. So there's that trench in there. I have no idea what I do getting around into that trench or anything like that. It's just... So anyway, I'm looking for relics in this room, and I come in here 3 times, and it is the longest, slowest walk every time. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. But whatever. This lore now, this is so good, okay? Obviously, we know that sacrifice is a part of the culture and the history and so on. Here they're talking about sacrificing a king. So I assume the standing of the person in society, or the quality of their blood, or whatever, I don't know how it would work or what they would value, has an effect on the potency of the sacrifice, so to speak. But imagine this, sacrificing the king, the guy in charge. I mean, it's so cool. What a great fantasy story. Sorry, what a great story to spin into some kind of fantasy setting, right? I just think it's amazing, really, to chew on that. And they did this here at Paititi, so let's really indulge in this one. The shadows loom long and dark, the mountain black as night, in mourning, as the strange pale men end the short but immensely productive life of Koya Kapak. I think that's about where Lara is.
But immensely productive life of Kayua Kapak. He whose yearning for
and Trinity did it.
Lashed this city to his shoulders and carried it upwards. Who only ever asked for Enti to warm his brow as he worked, in the streams, or fields, or brickyards. Kayua Kapak made a deal with the strange men. He gave his life so that we may live ours, free, but under the new rule of these men from distant lands.
So what you can, so there's kind of a Jesus thing there, I think, going on. But what you can see is obviously these people have been propagandized. Trinity came in, killed their king, and then sold them a story. I mean, how disgusting is this? What a great, I really like this. It's inspired. They sold them this disgusting story after killing their king, saying, oh, no, he was just sacrificed. We'll be your leaders now, and, you know, you're cleansed of all your sin or whatever. I mean, really, I wonder if there are real-world examples of something like that happening. I mean, it is just grotesque, isn't it? To take people's beliefs and manipulate them in that way, and let the small people just... I mean, really awesome. That might be my favorite relic or story in the game. Anyway, more quests.
I only wanted to say goodbye to my father.
You remember we're in the middle of saving this guy,
I'm
Hakan?
not gonna hurt you, Kiara. I'm with the rebellion.
How do you know my name?
Your friend Etzli told me I should help you.
He did?
Yes. So why don't you tell me what's happened?
My father blames Kukulkan for Mother's death. I told him that nothing would bring her back, but he didn't listen. He tried to kill Kukulkan, and now he's going to die and I will be left all alone.
Hey, it'll be okay, little one.
Okay,
Maybe
what is going on with the graphics here? The hair, the leaves on her headdress are reflecting... Well, no, they're not reflecting. It's just a tree line. What? This was not like this in game. This has happened somehow during the capturing of the... I don't know what that is. That is so weird, and I can't unsee it. Look at her head. Look at this when I press play. Ready? What is going on?
Really?
What?
There are other rebels here in the square. They want to help as well, but they're too scared. Maybe you can convince them.
I'll do whatever I can, Kiara. I promise you. I won't let them take your father from you.
Thank you, Ahau.
She's a good little actress
Call
there.
me Lara.
Again, it feels like Lara's just reading lines. I'm not very happy with. But right, so we get this little quest here. Basically, we got to get to Hakan. Makes me think of the game Dying Light, to be honest. Dying Light 2.
Don't be alarmed. I'm a friend of Unaratu's. I'm trying to free the prisoner, and I need your help.
Of course, but those guards will kill us if we get too close. Deal with them first. Then I will do what you need.
And he's behind this door. This one's actually quite fun.
With respect, Ahau, but he is to be executed on orders from Kukulkan himself. And may I also suggest you leave the square for your own safety. I'm tired of listening to this rebel moan. Let's get on with the killing.
Does your taste for blood outweigh your delight in hearing a man suffer?
Always.
Always. So, how do we get Trinity to move? Well, there's a bunch of people we can interact with.
I want to free the prisoner, but I can't do it alone.
You must be the Eshiki Unuratu spoke of. If you can make it safe, I will help open the door.
Blessings, Ahau. Are you enjoying the executions?
The executions? Of course, but I need you to stop the prayers for now.
So I kind of just lucked into this, I guess. I mean, this is what you're going to do. You're just going to speak to everyone in order. So he'll blow the conch. People will stop praying. Now, what's going on here is you want to make everyone dance or something, but they won't do it while they're praying. So you need to stop the praying so that now you can come to this guy.
An envoy of the gods.
we would be honored, Ahau.
See, I think if I hadn't stopped the prayer already, my theory is these guys would have said, no, I can't possibly do entertainment during the prayers. So, you know, I just lucked into the correct order here. So now everyone's singing and dancing.
Now, music. Will this execution ever happen?
Which lures these guys away.
Make sure everyone stays in line.
Now, I don't know if I'm on a timer right now.
Okay,
I don't think I
the
am.
guards are gone.
Then we must move, now.
So, we need both guys, because there's two levers, obviously. I'm sure Lara could do one of them,
It's safe
but...
now. Help me open the door.
Yes, we must.
I like her positioning there as I move. That was
This
good,
should
seeing
do
her
it.
face away. So they'll open it so we can get in. And that's pretty much the quest. But getting out proves to be challenging.
What do you want, priest?
Don't worry, I'm a friend.
I like how the wood was going crazy up there. Look at that.
Trust
maybe
me,
that works,
I'm
actually.
a wolf in sheep's clothing. Your daughter's waiting. Can you walk?
Kiara,
Damn.
Kiara, go! Get someplace safe. I will find you.
So we get sealed in this little room. We got to find a way out. I
find
actually
us
get a
on
little
the
bit stuck
outskirts.
here.
I remember you now. You are the outsider I saw with Unuratu in the lower village.
And if I remember correctly, you were told not to go after Kuku Khan.
I was stupid and careless, blinded by revenge. I know that now. I risked everything, like my sweet Kiara.
A daughter needs her father more than you need revenge.
That's a good little tie.
Thank you.
It's a good little tie to Lara's story. Yeah, so we're just going to break through a wall. There's a particular room in Tomb Raider 4 Revelations, the
If the guards
originals,
come in, we are both dead.
where you're stuck in this tiny little room and there is nothing discernible to do in there. It's like in a level with a bunch of scarab beetles. And whenever I get stuck in a tiny room in any game, I always think of that in Tomb Raider 4. So I was quite satisfied to have the experience in Tomb Raider.
I am coming.
But of course I found my way out there pretty quick. I don't know what it is about that room in 4. I would always get so stuck there. I'd love to go back as an adult now and play it. After a few more years of playing games. I wonder if I'd figure it out straight away or I'd get stuck again. Because surely there's only so much you can do. But yeah, we break
If we
through.
work together, we can move this stone.
This little area here you can only experience in this quest, so I'm like looking for pickups just in case,
Thank
but
you for showing me the way.
You helped.
Not that. The way to what's important. To my daughter. Here, this knife. It belonged to my wife. I was going to kill Kukul Khan with it.
I mean that dialogue's ham-fisted. She said all of 5 words to you, mate. That's it. But there you go, we get a knife. I think that's a Simpsons reference, that achievement pop. Now that's a knife. I see you've played Knifey Spoony before.
But I was never going to see you again, Papa.
I am so sorry, my sweet child. Let me look at you. I promise I will never leave you again. Come on. Let's go home.
Yeah, Lara gave him like 5 words, and then that's it. She changed his life. Because what parent doesn't need to be reminded that their first duty is to their child, right? That doesn't come natural to anyone. But we get a bunch of achievements, so pretty happy with that. The knife, by the way, that's the tier 3 knife, and there's something I haven't told you guys yet. We have a whole tier of upgrades yet to get. I'll show you in a
This wooden
second.
firearm is almost an exact replica of a modern assault rifle. The artisan who made this must have had an excellent memory or worked from a model. Perhaps a weapon stolen from Trinity.
This is such a good relic. We've had a lot of good relics here today. I love that. That's an inspired idea. I get such a clear visual of someone sitting there with this stolen gun that they don't quite understand, but it is awesome. So yeah, there you go. That's the other firearm-based one. More pickups in this area here. More visual bugs, by the way. There's a treasure chest, which lights the other ones up, and you'll notice there's only a couple more. You'll also notice that the challenge, with the skeleton challenge I was talking about in the previous part, I still haven't done.
Believe that something called the Yashil live beneath Paititi. According to this record, these beings are strongest during astrological events, which is consistent with the legends, but they also attack and feed on humans, but that's not the behavior that usually appears in the stories. From this description, what they call the Yashil is the same type of creature I encountered in Kawakyaku.
So again, more of like the mystical sides of the Yashil there, leaning in a direction I didn't think they were.
Fire smokes, seek your mirror. Bit enigmatic that. I wonder what it's supposed to mean.
All right, you see me spinning my cursor there, all right? I was doing that because this is really important. This is very good for the next episode and the end of the game, which we are fast approaching now. When the crimson fire smokes, seek your mirror. We've heard a few legends about the end now. We've heard about the twin goddesses. We've heard about our resolve, our constitution being tested. And if we fail in it, we can, lean for support, I think was one of the things, wasn't it? Look to someone else for support. I think that was the thing. So there's been lots of these little... Now, if you remember them, I'm trying very hard to explain it all out loud to hopefully improve the ending of the game for you guys, because it is all a little bit inscrutable and baffling. But here you go. So remember this. Pretty nice pickup. And I never got this on my first time ever playing. Half the stuff you've just watched here I never got in 2018. Yeah, see the lighting there flickering there? It's just very odd, isn't it? And I'm kind of like half clipping into the ground. As far as I know, that's not a door that ever actually opens or does anything in the game. And yet the level geometry is just kind of like oddly broken during that time. So then there's this treasure chest, which was a pain in the neck to get. You can see from the waypoint there, it's below me. Oh no, not this one. This one was okay. Is that there's another pickup here, and guess where it is? It's in the slow walking room again. So it'll all get cut. But it was, oh my god, my throat is going.
These ear ornaments are in pristine condition. They contain a carved out illustration of a winged beast with a pronounced trunk and a torch or staff in its hand. This type of jewelry is a symbol of wealth and prosperity, maybe even belonging to royalty.
I think it's really cute. It's weird that it's royalty, isn't it? Because it's kind of a derpy looking elephant, according to like our modern Western standards. Yeah, that document, it's super downstairs. I was going to say I might have left all the footage in just to troll people. Look at this, look at this. By the way, this is not the whole walk, and it's right there. I could have got it a minute ago. This is not the whole walk. The whole walk is even the whole corridor leading into this goddamn place. I don't know, it's clearly bugged. This game is like held together by duct tape and glue, and it is really stretching at the end here.
Children is on their way from Khan, traveling via steamship. Of the 10 I have sent, please keep a close eye on the one called Amaru. He shows the greatest promise. However, he is prone to bouts of sullenness and often complains about missing his brother. I suggest a special curriculum be created for this one. Something that will keep him too occupied to be homesick. I
love that one too. That's so. I really, genuinely, I kind of opened this series complaining about him, saying he's too many characters. He shouldn't be the head of Trinity and the head of this place and responsible for, all the Lara's dad drama. And I still stand by that. He's too many characters at once. But I do think that he's a good character, for sure. And I really like Amaru. I really do. I think he's been a good part of the game. All right, so there you go. That is us done now. That's where we are. That's why we're in the green outfit. That's why we've got 80% completion. And we're finally back to live, normal gameplay. Oh! So, oh my god, this feels weird. Especially because, I've been interacting with all this stuff a lot, but I haven't actually properly sat down and played the game like over a week. All right, so yeah, this challenge here, I hate the map so much. Please let me mouse over the challenge. Why won't you let me do it? All right, whatever. This here, I need to find 2 skeletons. We'll do that at some point. Now, the big thing, okay, well, I've got lots of things to show. Let's first just do the campfire, shall we? I can't change my outfit here. But from all of that, skill points, we have 6, okay? Now, the really important one is here, this, Raposa's Wit. And you'll notice it's very close to the center of the skill tree. We could have got this much earlier if we'd wanted. Probably should have got it earlier. Probably the merchant one and this one we should have got earlier. This wrench with a plus unlocks the next weapon upgrade level. Again, this is one of those mechanics that was in the previous games, but I think worked better in the other games. It feels obligatory in this one, and it feels a bit iffy. But okay, so now, for example, if we go to our bows, I don't know, let's equip something new, shall we? Here, we've never seen this. Let's do this one. All right, the Serpent Lash. So now, the tier 4, this final column, this is now available for us. So, and that's true for all of our weapons. I don't even have the resources to do it. I don't quite know how the completionist and the achievements and stuff works in this game if you need to max everything out. But yeah, we can now, for anything, you know, our machine guns, our pistols, our shotguns, they're all upgradable. The knife here, by the way, this high quality one has another perk. Cut through braided ropes. Did we have that already? The cutting through braided ropes? Oh god, I'm forgetting. Hold on, have I missed a bit of the montage? Is a bit more of the 4 hours, haven't I? Have I showed you guys me cutting through braided ropes and doing Taki's dice and stuff? Yeah, we did. That was in the previous part, wasn't it? All right, so there you go. So we got the top tier knife. Back, and we can now upgrade stuff fully. We still have another 4 skill points. Traps in survival instinct. Survival instincts last longer. Reach full charge with the bow and arrow quicker. Don't really care. Let's get Crow's Hoard. Large capacity ammunition and resource satchels are now available for purchase from merchants. So I can now buy those. Again, I'll need a bunch more gold to do it. It looks like we're pretty much going to finish blue here. Oh, yeah, okay, and I bought this somewhere off screen. The Heart of the Jaguar endurance mixtures. So now I take massively reduced damage when I eat one of those. Let me see here. All right, so you can see you got the eyeball, you got the hourglass, you got the heal, which I can't use right now, and then num 2 I've got it on. Sorry, there you go. And then the defense. So that will all be really good for our final foray into the last mission of the game. Another thing. Okay, so DLCs that I want to explain to you guys here. We actually have a lot left to do with DLCs. My original idea for this episode was to go do one. So let's try that now, okay? Except I believe that it's not a DLC. I think it's not. That's the DLC after the game is over. This here, I think that's just the final mission of the game. But let's see. So this is the base camp at the village caves. Let's fast travel. I think that's going to be Itzley, and I think it's just going to be, hey, this is the point of no return. Are you sure you want to go? And I suppose we could do it first, but I've got something else to show you guys in terms of the DLCs. Just as soon as this loading screen is over. I'm actually really nervous right now. Like, any kind of long loading screen after I've been messing with my my system configuration stuff. All right, okay, so back in here. Oh, no, I am right. This is good. Okay, good. All right, this is exactly what I wanted. Perfect. All right, hopefully they... All right, they finished speaking. Okay, so this guy is who we just saved from the quest, and he gives us the next DLC. So, there are a couple of we've missed here. Oh, let me go back to the camp. God damn it, it's at the camp, isn't it? I think it's at... No. Is it the camp? Yeah, the camp's the easiest place to show it. There are 2 tombs here at Paititi associated with DLCs that we just haven't done. So the final DLC is over here on the right, but then there's this, Howl of the Monkey Gods, and there's the Slayer's Gauntlet, the Serpent's Heart. These are both side tombs, and I didn't quite know. I was reading wiki. I didn't know whether I could just walk to them and just find them, and I was looking around Paititi a lot. I couldn't really see an entrance or a thing to do, but I beat that side quest and noticed an icon had appeared on the map, and that's when I was like, that's probably what it is. So perfect. So we can actually do one of these, or at least, at the very least, get started on it, since that montage technically wasn't that long, but I think I paused it so much. we really added a lot to the video. But all right, so let's see what he says. I've never seen this. This is the next DLC. I don't know whether it's serpent or monkey, but I guess we'll just play it. I am still in costume. Oh no. I guess all that dialogue would work better if we'd waited a few months or even up to a year for the DLC to release. Oh, the game doesn't have sound. Oh, guys. Oh. It's all right. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Sorry. Oh, that really sucks. Okay, what shall we do here? Well, let me just load game then, and we can replay it. Thank you. That is where the live chat is really useful. That is so good. Oh, wow. That's a little bit awkward, me just sitting there. I just want to be clear. On my perspective, I'm just playing the game and I'm hearing it just fine. I forgot I had it muted. In fact, I've had it muted ever since we turned off the montage, haven't I? Oh, dear. That's a bit of a shame. All right. Well, whatever. Okay, we'll put it back on. You guys will get to hear that riveting story there with Hakan here. Thank you for pointing that out to the people in the live chat. That's great. That's the kind of thing where it's actually better making videos instantly live. Oh, wow. Even during all this, I was stopping and letting them speak, and you guys were just hearing me in silence. Jesus, that's kind of weird. That's better, because if this was a normal video, I would have just been screwed there. All right, let's do it again then.
Before my head is rolling down the steps from the upper city.
Yeah, head rolling down the steps.
Hakan?
There you go. Much better. Thank you, everyone.
I'm a wolf in sheep's clothing, remember?
Priest? I didn't recognize you out of costume. It's good to see you again, my friend.
I should have changed the outfit.
How's Kiara?
She still has a father, thanks to you.
If I remember correctly, it took both of us to get out of that cell. So how have you been?
I'm trying my best not to squander the second chance I was given, but I may not have a choice.
What's the trouble?
Aaron, one of the men who lives here, happens to work at the guard barracks in the upper city. I asked him to do some snooping around for me, but he hasn't returned.
You're afraid something's happened to him?
His sister is. She always worries for him, but she has a point. If I've put Aaron in danger, and the woman who runs this little halfway house in the garbage finds out, Kiara and I will be out on our ear.
I could check on Aaron for you. If he's in some sort of trouble, maybe I can pull him out.
You do have a knack for it, I'll give you that. Do you still have that priest outfit of yours?
As it happens,
He's not serious. The one I'm wearing.
Aaron is a custodian at the guard barracks in the upper city. That outfit is going to get you through the door.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. Look, I'm deadly serious, guys. One of the big criticisms with this game was how much people had to wear this outfit. And it's really funny to me that they did a DLC requiring it again. You would have thought they would have adapted and responded to that criticism, but it feels like they lent into it. It always seems angry to me to do that. That's funny. Okay, well, that's fine. So we just go back the same way as we've been a million times before? I guess I won't use the base camp. At least this way we actually get to see a little bit of the outside. You know, there's been too much of this episode has been in caves or like creepy little rooms and things. Oh no, not over there, we're going this way. There you go. Yeah, the green marker's pretty good.
They'll not see me beg.
Oh, to be fair, running around the outfit as well gives me access to this now, which was not available before. I kept finding these guys.
I'll never tell you anything.
I'm not here to interrogate you. I'm here to free you.
Bribery? Life as a traitor would be worse than death.
I'm sure it would, but I'm a friend.
Thank you, friend.
You're welcome. You and your friends are safe.
No. The cult was expecting us. A spy has infiltrated the rebellion.
Wait, a spy? And hold on. I don't remember that story or where that goes. But yeah, that's one of our other quests here. Free 4 of the rebel prisoners. And I'll just continue to get those as we wander around. I'm really nervous. I've done a lot of map comp in Paititi. Did you guys see me, like... I did do a video about it, didn't I? I did a video where we were, like, aiming at, you know, pulling down the ropes and things. Is that a quest?
So many of our warriors have been captured.
No, it's not.
If they are not freed, they could be sacrificed.
Sorry, Lara's being very rude here, but we're going to get her to move on. Okay, so into the camp again. Oh, hold on. Wasn't there a pickup? There was an extra area just off on the side of one of those places.
I urge you to be wary, Ahau. We've broken the uprising, but they are still around. Alone, you are a target.
Maybe it was on the right just as we moved through here. And again, didn't we do it? Wasn't it a reinforced rope or something? No, I think I'm just confused. Well, that's fine. No, it's here. Yeah, it's totally here. We can go through this now, right? Perfect. So what do we got? Some jade. And a pickup. Oh, you know what? This is probably where the DLC starts, because Hakan gave us the knife.
A collection of reeds bundled together with rope and stone is used as a calendar, usually representing a 52-year cycle.
52-year cycle. That's an interesting idea for a calendar and a cycle, because it's kind of like a human lifespan, I guess, in a sort of, you know, with malnutrition and the dangers of the jungle and stuff around. Maybe. So it's probably... No, I was so sure we were going to be able to open that door there. It's unreal. So where did they want me to go? That's the main quest, talking to Itzley up there. There's nothing to jump up or climb here. We definitely can't go through this door. These guys want to let us through? Yeah. I mean, we've been in this room many times. This is where the injured people are from the fighting. Oh, it just says go south. Oh, it's this door here. Was this door not here on launch?
Some of our brave warriors have just won the day in the name of Kukulkan. I think they deserve a blessing, don't you?
Of course, yes.
Wonderful. They will be honored. Through here.
I like the idea that we're both Westerners. And there's like this pantomime right now. We're both faking what we are. I like that. I feel like that door's always been there. It's just only with the DLC that you can finally get in, which is cool. I like that sort of expansion of the world. Also, the lighting here is awesome. Look at how soft it is. So the fact that those appear to be... Are they monkeys? We might be on the monkey one. This is just to reaffirm here. This is totally blind. I've never seen any of this. I have no idea what we're in for. Not the slightest clue. Oh, what? Why are we doing this again? She's not even been in any water. I guess my theory that they only show this scene whenever she's got out of a body of water is not correct. That must just be a type of loading screen. So we can obviously fight them. Hopefully we can do some cool stealth kills. I just don't want to miss any relics as we're up here. Wow, can we just skip them maybe? Just by keeping the high road the whole time? It's a shame this doesn't count as a tree. I'd love to string them up in the canopy. We have that extra perk of it now too. Can I just stand above them and press F and just... I can. We might be able to double tap F and kill them both. Oh god, that's brutal. Oh, he sees the body. Uh-oh. I think we're okay. The thing is, he's got a helmet on. I can't headshot him. Oh, he sees me, because that's not a stealth kill. Alright, fine. We'll use our incendiary shots. Oh, that's a shame. I feel like that was set up such that we could have totally stealthed our way through it, but hey, that's fine. That looks 100% like there'd normally be some kind of relic on it, but they don't have one for this. Oh, it'd be... Do you know what? This is kind of sad for me to admit, but it would be kind of cool if this whole DLC had no pickups, because I've noticed a thing, like... There is a weird thing playing this game where I don't know whether I like it or not. I kind of like it because I'm spending more time... Instead of just rushing through every environment, I'm sort of going slow. But it is a bit tedious to keep doing this, you know? Keep looping back, keep checking every second. It's like every moment is weighed down by the need to get a pick. And I don't know... in a way, I don't want to just rush through. But I like the idea of playing it with a bit of flow, you know, and a bit of speed and a bit of, like, just haste. It's interesting to hear what they're talking about here. Well, what do we want to do on this one? I kind of want to go for the double stealth kill. FF. Lara being very weird there. We actually get extra resources from doing that too, so. That guy is oblivious. Oh wow, I was so ready to shoot him. I was 100% confident he'd heard the commotion, but I guess not. We've got to try and get more of these poison traps going too. No, we're all good there. Oh, ooh, no, it's not opening. So a bit of platforming maybe? No. Oh, did we just scramble over this maybe? I think we just jump over it. Yeah, okay. Oh, I like this. It does kind of feel like a Zero Relic tomb, doesn't it? Unless that was just like the intro. Oh, God. I don't know, guys. I don't know about anyone else, but I always get really grossed out by kills like that in media. Something about getting your head crushed. The back of your head, it just feels so vulnerable, doesn't it? Getting crushed with a rock, it's just... Oh, God. I just don't like it. Obviously, any kind of violence is horrible, but...
These symbols don't make any sense. It's almost like code or...
Wait, why are they on the alert? Oh, I guess because the other guy.
I don't recognize the symbols being used here. It almost looks like it's coded.
Okay. Hakan will translate it, I assume? You know, it's funny. You take a little bit of time off for the game and I'm immediately back to my instinctual way of playing, which is to just stealth kill everything. Camera really doesn't know what to do during those, does it? I mean, I'll happily take the bonus XP, because I'll remind you guys that the skill tree is much bigger than what you have currently seen. Because when you load in on New Game Plus, there is more to it. There are 3 additional, like, animals that you go through. So hopefully we can see that in a second. The weird thing right now is I don't know whether this platforming is just to assist in the combat or the way forwards. Let's see. What did Lara do? Did she come through? No. Well, there's the last guy. Oh, we got to... I'm sorry. We got to turn it up. We got to turn the difficulty up. Here we go. Gameplay. All right. So we've already been on hard for exploration and puzzle. So we're going to go to hard now. And there is no very hard. This is it. So this is technically one with the jungle difficulty. Now, if we beat the game on this... there's a Steam achievement, but you might have to do the whole game. I don't know whether you can just toggle it at the end. But here, it says for hard, there's no more health regen in combat. That's not going to affect us, because we just medkit anyway. Ammo boxes are rarer. Now, that might be something. But we're going to stealth kill a lot anyway. No hit marker, so it won't turn red, I guess. Does that matter much? Enemies have increased health, do more damage, and locate Lara more quickly. That might matter. And also, you don't get to see them in survival instincts, but I'm not using it anyway. So, there you go. That's the difference we can expect. It seems like they're trying to be very creative with the difficulty, but I don't know how much actually translates into the experience. No, this must have been where we came from, right? We dropped down from up there or something? So we come here, we get the coded message, that guy gets killed, we get the coded message. So this exit? No. This exit? It might be a thing where we do actually have to climb up somewhere. I mean, surely this is all here for a reason. When I'm up, can we see left? Ah! Oh no, that's where we came from though. Well, I believe there was one doorway I didn't check. Wasn't it against this wall? I didn't check any of these doorways? No? Let's use survival instincts and see if it's highlighted a way out for us. Some kind of code. I don't actually have to figure that out, do I, in this scenario? I assume not. Or maybe I do. Are we just going back now? Let's see. Side missions. Follow Aaron. The Serpent's Heart is what we're on. This doorway seems really weird. Like, these braziers should be lit up and therefore we'd be alright. The camera's also, like, moving a lot. I'm not moving it. Maybe it is over there. I mean, I don't remember swinging on this. Let's just go this way. No, there's bodies. But did Aaron run back the way we came? He ran away in a cutscene. I mean, how is that helpful to me? What about... No, she won't cling on to that. That's a locked door. This one doesn't work. This is a locked door. That's just a way up. This one's a locked door. I mean, I don't know. If anyone has any theories in the live chat, I'm more than willing to hear them. It would be nice to get up there, but I don't think that really matters. That's just the way back. There's absolutely nothing to interact with, right? This whole DLC so far, there's been nothing to interact with. In these little side rooms? These are both just optional ways to climb up to the same place that I've already been. I can only assume we have to go back. I can only assume that Aaron has ran back the way we came in. Can't interact with those. And they'd light up anyway. I think we've got to turn around. It would be weird for him to have... Oh, look, they even just let you scramble up there. What a strange room, though. I mean, there's so much you can platform and climb around in here, but for what? It's really bizarre. I don't know. Let's just get back out and see if he came this way. It might trigger something when I... Aha, it did. Oh, do you know what we can do? Grenade. Oh, I missed! Oh, it's hard mode combat as well, so let's see. Let's see what they got. And believe it or not, I actually don't have many of my potions available because we've sold so many resources. So remember how it said enemies are tankier? I suppose it's weird, maybe with very early game weapons. It would feel that way, you know, maybe it's because I've got this rifle. But it's not like I picked this because I know it's OP and I've like looked at the game's meta or anything. I do like that triple shot. That is really nice. Yeah, I shouldn't have doubted. We should just kept progressing relentlessly. Huh. That red flash is indicating that my thing is worn out. Well, there was nowhere to go here. But what is it? You want me to take the high road, I guess? Well, what high road? There isn't a high road. Maybe this? No? Ah. Oh, yeah, of course, I remember. We're right at the start again. We're either right at the start or I've horrendously forgot. Yeah, I think he's just escaping. This is Hakan's mate, and he's just getting out. He's going out the way that we came in. He seems a bit mad and dangerous, though, but I don't know. Would he be annoyed with us? We are dressed in priest's uniform. What if he, like, ambushes us as we move along? I wouldn't blame him. He thinks we're their captor after all. I'm amazed at how well Lara can jump. Sometimes, I get pretty desensitized to it, but then sometimes she'll do a jump like that, and I'm just like, you are crazy. Oh, this is gorgeous. Any pickups? Guess not. Put me in a jungle area and I immediately am elated. It's weird. Usually I feel like these kind of places would be like death drops, you know, you die. But here they just seem to have... Just put a floor there, because why not? I like how sharp this game looks. I need to set that up with Guild Wars as well. I kind of want to play with the new, like, NVIDIA sharpening. And oh, we're messing with our gear again. Because I used to play with sharpening a lot, and I haven't for ages now, because I've wanted it to look very vanilla, but I don't know, this game's very impressive. Usually when I'm really enjoying the visuals of a game is because of sharpening. Oh, wow, look at this. Whoa, that's deep. Hold on. Is this... It is Paititi. Wow. I've never explored this water. Look at this. This is so deep. Oh, wow, look, there's a monolith there. Oh, how cool. I don't have... This is not marked on my map either. There's no treasure map or anything. What does this say?
This depicts the story of Viracocha, the father of all creation.
Ah.
He formed the heavens, the earth, the sun and stars, the moon, time itself, and all living beings, including the other gods. At first, Viracocha was considered to be the supreme god of the Inca, but with time that honor passed to his son, Inti, the god of the sun. Still, Viracocha retained his link to the sea. His name literally means fat or foam of the sea.
Oh, that's great. And the whole time she was speaking there, I was wondering, why did they put such an epic god just underwater randomly? But then it comes clear that he was sort of usurped, so to speak, in the mythology. And now he's down here. That's really great. I don't think there's anything else in this water, except obviously that treasure chest there, but I don't know if we actually swim to that. Do we swim to it? Oh, we might. Let's see. Is there a sneaky little... Oh, there's not. Wow, that's a little bit of a puzzle, isn't it? We got to somehow find a way to get under there. Oh, what about through here? Oh, I was so sure I was right. I was so sure that was going to be it, but no. Probably something to put in the last montage. Yeah, I think basically this series will have one more mega montage where we get the last like 40% of Paititi. And the game's basically done at that point. I mean, it is just Paititi. There is over here Cozumel we miss. I know it says only 70%, but the truth is it's just there's a document, a cache, a treasure chest which we can get before, and the last challenging. They're really easy, basically. And I've been looking forward to go back there. Actually, one of the last things I want to do in this show is go back to Cozumel. And, you know, we can end it in the first dungeon or something. Peru has just got that missing... Like, a couple of missing things. Nothing too big, though. Kuakyaku has a couple of little things. It's basically just Paititi, that's it. All these others are 100%ed now. And at the end of the game, there's not a new region or anything. It's all just a linear story sequence. Okay, so hold on. We're back in Paititi. Let's go speak to Hakan. I'm guessing then that this DLC is going to be a little bit like the first one, where we have an actual story and we go to multiple different locations. I'm following the wrong marker here. Yeah, we want to go back to the house, which I think is up here. I'm going to stop trying to spam the map. Sorry to everyone for doing that. It always feels fine and normal when I'm playing and doing that, but then I watch it back and it's annoying. But yeah, that, I guess, explains why there were no pickups there, because that was just like a tiny little mini dungeon or something. That I lengthened because I thought that there was more to it than there actually is. We want to go up and left at the top here. Or even higher maybe and then left. No. Oh, God. Even higher and then left? That looked really good. Oh, is this the one? I think I found the thing. This is the thing from Reddit. Here you go. Here's the pool, the little pool of water. Oh, I finally found it. Here you go. Like I said a couple of episodes back, there was a whole Reddit post purely about this. Oh, wait. Maybe not this. Just jade? Surely we can surface. Oh my God, we can't surface. Oh wow, really? That whole area just for a little bit of jade? But that's a little square of water leading to a tunnel? Might be something for the mega montage again. I might be coming back here. I feel like the thing on Reddit, though, was in a house. Oh, wow. Little loading screen there. Oh, yeah. I cut that out. Oh, that sucks. I had a straight up just loading screen on this game the other day. Like, there, you saw it for a couple of frames. It had at the bottom of the screen, loading, and everything paused.
All of us.
That has started happening. Oh, hello, sir. I was not looking for you, but I can save you.
For failing so miserably.
Don't be so rough on yourself. You'll live to fight another day.
We didn't fight. We gave up when we were surrounded. Marched off to die without a single drop of blood on the ground.
There's something about the fact that they put all the rebels like so naked and vulnerable that it just feels so horrible, the idea of them even trying to fight against Trinity. Like, there's something about, you know, a man wearing no clothes going up against someone with like a horrible, heavy, spiked machete and stuff. There's just something really nasty, like slaughterhouse vibes to that I just really, ugh. Speaking of gross stuff, by the way, I just mentioned that here. And in Paititi, and for the first time in weeks, it's made me think of that goddamn cow snot thing.
I'm very much alive, as are you.
A mortal and an immortal.
There, you're free to go.
Yes, I have been liberated.
Indeed you have, sir. Well, there you go, you get a little bit of bonus content here with this quest. Unfortunately, we are going to have to stop this episode, though, because we're at 2 hours now. I don't know where the last hour's gone. Honestly, I was looking at the clock 1 hour in and thinking, oh, God, is this dragging? Is this boring? I was a little bit insecure. Suddenly, another hour's passed. It's crazy. As soon as I get back in control, it goes so quick. All right,
What if his body is discovered?
what's going on, guys?
Of his shift.
Fill me in about this body.
You made it out okay. Excellent. Aaron, this is the lady who broke me out of jail.
It's a pleasure.
Ah, which reminds me, I'm embarrassed to say, I've never asked your name.
It's Lara.
Well, Lara, as you can see, Aaron is back safe and sound. It seems I sent you on an errand for nothing. I'm sorry.
Maybe not for nothing. Does this message mean anything to you?
It's very similar to the first DLC, actually, isn't it?
When I went to check on Aaron, I saw him take out the guard.
The priest? That was you?
Yes. It was smart of you to run, Aaron. If those guards captured you, this message would have been lost for sure. I don't recognize the symbols they've used.
It's a secret form of language Amaru uses to communicate with his people. Supposedly, it reveals the
We believe it reveals the location of the High Council's nest.
Oh, something going on there.
This cult know how to read it.
You can decipher it.
My sister Atsi, she...
May I answer? Atsi was my wife. She was also once a follower of Amaru. She taught me to read their hidden language.
You changed her mind about the cult.
No one could change Atsi's mind about anything except Atsi.
She sounds like a very strong woman.
I loved her very much.
So, does the message tell us where we're going?
We? All right then. Do you know the abandoned village on the edge of the city?
I can find it.
Good. I'll meet you there.
An abandoned village. That's quite intriguing, isn't it? I assume it's not the place we've been to before, but it's a DLC exclusive place. By the way, you guys noticed that the language, the Quechua, we're still getting... Our other languages are 100%, but Quechua's going and going and going. So yeah, join me next time, guys. Next episode is going to be a really, really major one, because we will finish this DLC and we will do the final story steps of the game. We'll go speak to Itzli and we will try to prevent this ritual. Just as a reminder, Amaru has both the box and the dagger. Not a very good time for Lara to go off on side adventures, but hey, there you go. And we'll see what's going on. Learn a little bit more about the mystery of the Yashil. And see what we think. I think we might even see the credits in the next episode. And man, that's an explosion of stuff to talk about. The end of this incarnation of Lara Croft, sort of, depending on what the next game does. The end of this trilogy, at least. So join me next time for that. Thank you, everybody, for coming along, especially those few of you here in the live chat. And I will see you all on the next one very soon. Hope you guys are enjoying. And yeah, take care now. Also, I don't know, this might be pointless to say, but there should be a good amount more Guild Wars stuff coming out pretty soon as well. I'm like in the middle. I've got my fingers in many pies at the moment. But yeah, we'll see. So cheers, everybody. Thank you. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.